Okay, so this chapter wasn't as good as the last chapter. But that doesn't mean it wasn't good. We had shocking revelation. We had sacrifice. And we have even more questions that need to be answered. Hopefully in the next chapter. But first, before we get into this review, let's have a quick recap of what's happened so far.
Starting off 26 years ago, Clover and Dr. Vegapunk are having a chat. Vegapunk tries to warn him. Clover reveals his hidden secret. His name is D. Clover. Then goes on to tell him that everyone named D just dies. Then fast forward 4 years, O'Hara is no more, there's only one survivor, Nico Robin. And Vegapunk is sad. Now fast forward to the present, Vegapunk is still transmitting his message. Ether Brown is chasing the Sunny, and Lilith realizes the Sunny can't escape with him chasing them. But before she could martyr herself, boom comes Atlas with a smack, shocking the other Straw Hats. With Lilith out cold, she tells them to look after her as she jumps ship.
Ether Brown slices into Atlas, and the Sunny does its coup de burst.
Elsewhere, Luffy and the gang geek over the giant robot. The giant robot talks to Luffy, but calls him Joy Boy, which leaves Luffy confused. The robot vows to protect Joy Boy, aka Luffy. Peter charges at the robot, and the robot gets his arm thing ready. Straw Hats are excited, then sad. Peter eats the arm. Saturn jumps into the ship. The Sunny heads for the water. Atlas blows herself up. Usopp and Chopper are sad. York is happy. The robot is about to use its secret weapon against Mercury and Peter. The end.
So, first things first, who thought Clover was a D? Drop it in the comments if you thought Clover was a D, because that took me by surprise. I just did not expect it. And now that I'm thinking about it though, it probably makes sense. That's probably why he was so interested in the voice entry. My man just wanted to find out what his middle name meant. I mean, he was probably at a party, someone asked him, and he probably felt dumbfounded that he didn't even know what his name meant. So he was like, you know what, I'm going to figure this stuff out. So it's kind of shame on the government trying to stop him from finding out what his own name meant. But another thing that also took me by surprise is Atlas. Yo, did you expect her to just one-bomb Lilith? I mean, I'm going to be honest, Lilith is like probably one of my most favourite Stellars. Her and Pythagoras, my top two. I don't have any others because I don't think any of the others are that great. But Lilith and Pythagoras, really good. Lilith, number one. Reason being, she's got that pizzazz. She's got that attitude. She's actually one of the Dr. Vegapunks that has actually got personality. Lilith has got serious personality. And I'm actually glad that she didn't die and instead it was Atlas. I mean, Atlas, she's been revived back once already. I don't think that's going to happen again because she ended up blowing herself up trying to stop Ethan Barron, which I have to say is a piss take when you find out that he only cut some of his face. Like, these Gorosei are really hard to just, forget about kill, just hard to damage. Like, she just went poof, and still nothing. I mean, sure, it slowed him down. Sure, the Sunny was able to get away. But you'd expect a little bit more of him being, like, fully out of it. Maybe knocked out a little bit. But no, he just had a few scratches and he just looked more pissed off than ever before. But anyway, then we get on to the Iron Giant. And yo, I was waiting for this part of the chapter since the last chapter when he first jumped out of the water. I was genuinely expecting a lot more than what I got though. Because in my head, I don't know why, but I thought Luffy and the Iron Giant was going to like tag team, not even just tag team. I thought they were going to actually combine like some next level Power Ranger thing where maybe he rides him, maybe Luffy transfers some of his rubber, some of his elastic properties to the Giant, and then the Giant would become more rubbery and start flinging out punches left, right, ricocheting from places, smacking the Gorosei, actually doing some lethal damage. But no, that was not the case. What I did find funny though was the back and forth between Luffy and the Giant. Like, when the Giant jumps up and he's speaking to Luffy and he's talking to him about it and saying, Joy Boy, I found you. Joy Boy, we finally meet. Joy Boy, I'll protect you. Luffy's just like turning his back around like, who's Joy Boy? And even though the Giant's just like, it's you. Still, Luffy does not realise, which is kind of funny. Now, the question lies, though, who is going to tell Luffy that he's Joy Boy? Because so far, I think the Straw Hats are probably going to tell him that he's not got the Gum Gum Parameteor fruit. He's got the Sun God Nika Zoan fruit. Bonnie's definitely going to tell him he's Nika. I feel like she's already told him so many times, but Luffy, dense as rubber, he doesn't notice. But I wonder, does the Giants know about Joy Boy? I mean, we know they know about Nika, but do they know about Joy Boy? Or the fact that Joy Boy was Nika? And if that's so, can they connect the dots? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Robin knows. Robin's read poneglyphs about Joy Boy. So when Luffy hopefully mentions it in front of Robin, Robin can then explain who Joy Boy is, even though she doesn't know much about him, but still enough so that Luffy and everyone else can put the not Luffy, everyone else can put the pieces together and then tell Luffy that he's Nika and Joy Boy. I swear though, his head's just going to be spinning, confused as hell. He's going to be more confused than when the giant was calling him Joy Boy. But speaking of the giants, when Luffy was speaking to the Iron Robot, he told the giants that the Iron Robot said that they would protect him. But the giants didn't hear. The giants did not know the Iron Robot was talking, which just shows that Luffy and the Iron Robot were speaking using the voice of all things. It kind of shows their special connection, which makes it even more sad when the giant robot gets his arm bitten off by that bloody worm. Peter the Worm bit off the giant robot's arm, and Sanji, Frankie, and Luffy are very, very upset. Look at this pic. Which one of them do you think is more upset? I can't tell. I feel like Frankie's going to be crying for a while. I feel like Luffy will also be crying for a while. I think Sanji will get over it. As long as Nami and Lilith and Robin are okay, he'll get over it. He might actually get a little bit upset that Atlas died. But for the most part, he'll get over it and he'll be happy. Still, even though that Iron Robot has only got one arm left, he's still got a trick up his sleeve. Oda has got something planned. And this is what I'm curious about. Let me know what you guys think. But I genuinely think that Iron Robot has got some self-detonation, destruction bomb kind of thing, where he can blow himself up and that'll be enough for Luffy to get away, to maybe damage the Gorosei a little bit. But I don't know, I was also thinking that he might have like some form of beacon that can call up the Sea Kings, but I feel like the Sea Kings would take too long to get there to do anything. And as well, I feel like that's more of, the Mermaid's Princess's domain. So I don't know. I think that he's probably got a self-destruction thing. But then the question lies like, is Luffy and the rest of the crew in a safe distance if the giant robot does blow himself up? Won't Luffy also be like caught in the crossfires? I mean, the giant robot said it's an emergency, and he's questioning whether he should use it, which means that it must be like a last resort, similar to like in Boruto when Kurama used that final form with Naruto, and then Kurama's lifespan just started fading away. Last resort kind of thing, the Biju mode or something, I don't know. But yeah, is this like the Iron Robot's last defense? And does this mean the end for the Iron Robot? Does this mean that anybody from Luffy's side is going to get hurt in the process? Is the Gorosei going to get hurt? These are all questions we're going to hopefully find out next week. But you let me know what you guys think.